welcome to a new vlog. Today's vlog is going to be a July garden update. So just all the updates in the garden for the last couple of weeks. So you can see here my wildflower bed, how that's come along, looking really pretty. And then we've got my alpines here, which are flowered, which are quite unusual. They look a bit like aliens popping out of the pot. But yeah, they look interesting to say the least. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this vlog. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music while I'm doing the mowing. As you can see, the grass is slowly getting there, so I cut all the grass down and trimmed it all, and now I am just mowing it every 2 weeks, just to get on top of the weeds and things like that. And then I have actually just started to reseed the grass as well now. So yes, enjoy the music and I'll talk to you again soon. One of my bare root plants that I planted. This is a spirea, and you can see that the buds are just starting to come out. I didn't think it would flower this year, but it has. I am starting to complete the raised beds, so I've now completed all of them. So I'm just finishing off this small bed here, and I've also done the third large bed as well, which you'll see later in the vlog. So I finally got round to finishing those off because it's been really busy. So yeah, I'm just lining the bed with some weed control liner. So I'm just fixing that in. I'm just using a stapler to do that. So I'm just cutting the edges to neaten them off, and then using a stapler to fix it to the edges. And then I'll just put the compost in at the end. But I'll leave you with some music while you watch this. harvest some of my carrots. They were looking as though they were ready to be pulled. So, yeah, I pulled up, I think, 3 or 4, as you can see here. But they did end up a little bit stubby. I don't know what happened, but it seems that all of them ended up a little bit either wonky or a little bit stubby. So I don't know what happened, because there was enough room at the bottom of the pot. There were no stones in the pot because it was all just pure compost. So yeah, I don't really know what happened there, but we'll try something different next year and see how that goes. But they were actually really nice. I've had a few of them. They were nice and sweet. Yeah. As it flowered, so I've got a nice pinky purpley colour one, and I've also got a white one coming up as well. This is my second raised bed, so I planted these with seeds that I had sowed, so they were scabious and they've come out really lovely. I've got a lovely sort of dark wine colour, a purple and some whites. They've also got some cosmos in here and some Ami Visnaga, so they've come out really lovely. Then we've got my antirrhinums here. So there was some sweet peas in this bed as well, but I've just taken those out because they'd gone over. And then I've planted some zinnias, which I have sown from seed, so that will take over from the sweet peas. This is the spirea that I was talking about, and then I've also set up some more sweet peas that I'd grown from seed on this obelisk on the right hand side of the garden. So that is looking good. So you can see here how it's looking. It's coming to full bloom a lot in the last couple of weeks. I bought this foxglove, that's to go in the front garden, and then I've got my jasmine here, which is climbing up really nicely. Then we've got an agapanthus, some achillea. These are my sweet peas, which I've just cut some for the house, so there's not that many on there at the moment. Yep, so that's my achillea. This is the one that looks a bit like gyp. And then that is my spirea. I've had lots of blooms on here, but I have just deadheaded those. Then we've got my Ami Visnaga, which took over from the Ami Majors. And this is a clematis that I've just bought and popped in. This is like a bell one. And then I've got some hollyhocks, which I've grown from seed, so they're just going at the back. They won't flower till next year now because they're a biennial. And then we've got my verbena and my cosmos here, which if you look back a few vlogs ago, you'll see they're tiny seedlings, so they've grown really, really well. This is a new cosmos that I actually bought. This was half price. This is a chocomocha one, and it actually smells of chocolate, which is amazing. And that's a perennial one, so that will come back year after year. And then I have I've got a dahlia here, some more achillea. Then I've got my teasels at the back here. Again, these won't flower until next year, and they've gotten quite big, so I may have to move one of them. That's my dahlia. And then we've got my apple tree, which has grown a lot. It's grown by about a foot at the top. That's coming on really well. I think it'll be really good next year. This is my other achillea. This is the other type, probably the more well-known type. So that's been really good. Then I bought this. I can't remember what this was called. A campanula, I think. And then I also bought this, which is an osteospermum. I have just deadheaded it, so there's not many flowers on there at the moment. This is the bare root that I bought. Called, got a sunflower coming up. This is like a pink sunflower. My anemones have gone over now. I've planted some love in the mist, which I grew from seed. Hopefully that will come up a little bit more. Some more teasels here. Again, I need to move one of them because they're just getting too big. And then I've got some more sunflowers. This is called Ice, this one. So it's a very pale white yellow colour, as you can see there. I've got lots of buds on there. And then this is the other spirea. This is the white one, which is being overtaken by the sunflowers at the moment. Then I've got my other apple tree, which is coming on well. Some more achillea here. I just dotted this around because I had loads of them. And then my honeysuckle is doing really well. I need to get my trellis up for that so that it starts training up the wall. Then we've got my seedlings. I haven't got that many left now because obviously we're coming to the end of the season. I've got some geraniums here in some pots. One's white, this one's white, the other one was pink as you saw. All my alpines are doing really well, and my grass is in the beds. These are still looking quite bare, but I probably won't plant much in them until next year now. I've got my tomato plant, which is growing a few tomatoes. They haven't been that successful, but I've got something, so that's okay. My mint, that's my funky alpine. And then I've just got my alpines around the edge, another grass, and then this is my amaranth, which grows these wondrous long towers of flowers. So I've just popped them in there for this year. They're a bedding plant, so they won't be there next year. I've got this dianthus. I've got another one I've grown from seed next to it. It's not supposed to be red, it's supposed to be white, but there you go. So that's my first raised bed. So antirrhinums are still going. They've been going all spring and summer. As I say, I've just taken out these sweet peas and planted in some zinnias, so they will follow on soon. I've got a few more to go in here. And then I've got my eryngium, which has flowered really well and got really big, so that's good. I've got my magnolia. So yeah, that's more of a spring tree. And then I've got my nasturtiums, which haven't flowered. I think the soil is too nice. These are my scabious, as I've shown you earlier, but this is a little bit, a few more weeks afterwards. I've got my cosmos again. I've got white ones in here and purple. And then I've got a few zinnias that I've planted where there was gaps. And then I've got my Ami Visdaga in place of that Ami Major. And then I've also got my strawberries, which I had in hanging baskets but didn't do well, so I planted them in this trough. They're doing so much better. I've got a lot more fruit on them, and they're much healthier plants as well. I've got loads more flowers coming as well. This is the third raised bed, so this is the one that I've only just completed again. I've got zinnias here and a Nicaciana. These are my carrots I've still got to pull up, and then I've got some room for more. I've got 2 more amaranths in this bed. I'm just trying to get all of my seedlings out now because it's coming to the end of the season, and then I'm starting to plant my seeds for next year. This is the bed that had zinnias in it that had some kind of bug that attacked them, so I've had to take some of them out. But this is how it's looking so far. So it's looking a bit more productive. I've had to take out all of my alliums now, so they've all gone. The big Ami Majors have gone. And then this is the grass, so we're gradually getting there. It's got a lot of bald patches where the weeds were, so at least the weeds are dying back now. And then I'm going to start reseeding that soon. I've also painted my fences in this nice willow colour from Cuprinol. That third one down, I've just got to do a second coat on that one. So I'm going to paint all the fence panels, and then I've got some solar lights to go on top of each panel. So that's good. And then this is the achillea that I put in this nice little pot, just to end it on. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. A bit of a quick look around my garden, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and click that bell for more, and there'll be some more good vlogs coming soon. I may have a week or two off next week. I'm not sure, so there may be a vlog, there may not be. But yeah, just so you know, I'm just having some time out. I've been really busy lately and haven't had time to film much, but there are some really good vlogs coming soon, so look out for those. Another IKEA vlog, Amazon vlog, lots more renovation vlogs and garden vlogs. So I hope to see you again soon. Take care, and yeah, see you soon. Bye for now.